see you, we're not all retarded, just some of us, especially those of us that have been totally had by the Marxist feminist agenda that has pretty much destroyed women's brains. We'll be starting with a few topics today. The first one we'll be starting is this video I came across that was covered by Woman Propaganda. That's the guy, right? He does a lot of reaction videos if you guys want to follow him on X. He's got some great takes, pretty funny. They're going to be considered, conservative takes, or like actual conservative takes, not this gay fake conservative takes where they're like, we like trans people, they're both Republican. It's like actual funny stuff. The relationships, because they're ugly. So they can't stand to see good-looking women prosper. So number one, you have to stop with the bullshit. Everybody's beautiful. Some people are ugly, okay? And it's like God's warning you, don't listen to this goblin. Number one. Number two, don't listen to fat women, which is kind of tough.
No, funny. Misery loves company. Misery loves company.
It's ugly, but not every fat woman is ugly, but a lot of ugly women are fat, okay? But just don't listen to fat women either. Fat women will always tell you the best way to lose weight, which already is like...
Oh no, it's just genetic, just steroids. The people that don't have the results give the most tips. So comical.
They stop trying to jump her every time she is. My husband loves when I walk around in my underwear, but there was a time I couldn't even get dressed in the same room out of fear of being grabbed and fondled. Was that time when you were younger and hotter? She's about to tell you that she trained her husband how to not touch her, and the truth is, she just got ugly and fat. That's actually what happened. And now she wants to make it like, oh, that was my idea. I didn't really like being touched and grabbed.
Self. I have to say it to men too. If you're fat, if you're skinny, speak for yourself. I look the way I look because of how hard I work. Don't accuse me for cheating. Don't accuse the pretty woman for having things easier or whatever it is. Speak for...
I want to see his hard life. I want to know that he still gets hot for me. I want to know that I'm still attracted to him. How can...
When it comes to stating, when it comes to giving advice to people need to start with, based on my experiences, this is why I think this, or financial provision, financial stability for a retirement plan, basically.
You resent him because you think he's pathetic and weak because he didn't see through your little act and you're just using him for his money. It's pretty gross, actually. It's pretty freaking gross. So when women react like this to a man, it's usually a man that they've got into a relationship with for some other reason than love and attraction. That's the truth. That's the fucking truth, okay? Because when you love your man, you want him to touch you because you want to know that he desires you. Women, we can't really build our self-esteem by ourselves. We can't. Sorry, no, we can't. That's why we're social creatures. We need social approval. We need that to make us feel good. That's why hot women usually have higher confidence than ugly women. Now, we live in an inverted society that praises ugly fat lesbians, but aside from that, the truth of the matter is that usually the more attention you get from society as a woman for your beauty, the higher your confidence is. This is why ugly women like this will attack beautiful women. They're trying to take them down. Okay? Then she says this thing. Stop groping me. Stop smothering me with his words. That's such a female thing to say. You're smothering me with your words.
Okay, why do insecure ones have the same strategy? It's like saying the same things. I don't know. Anyway, let's keep going. I don't want to give people ideas.
The words that say I love you and I'm attracted to you and you're what I want and that's why I married you, those smothering me with his words. You're a whore. You don't deserve a stable man. You deserve to be ran through for the rest of your life, just like you were in your early 20s with your sleeve tattoo toes. She's going to leave this guy. She's going to leave him. That's what's going to happen. The poor guy is going to put up with, men put up with a lot. I'm just going to tell you this. Men are usually not the ones that end relationships. They are usually the ones that cheat, although in this modern age, everybody's doing it. Men will cheat because they'll feel like they need to go get their physical needs met, but they don't want to leave the woman. They have a strong sense of loyalty. They're like dogs. They're very loyal. Okay? So he's going to put up with all this stuff, and we live in this, feminist tyranny, which doesn't afford him any rights, and also makes him feel like he needs to cater to every one of his wife's whims or he's going to leave her. This is a mistake, guys. This is a mistake. You need to have clear boundaries, and you need to let her know, I'm going to grope you anytime you want. If you don't like it, go pay rent somewhere. Within reason. Okay? Obviously, if your wife's sick, or she's sad or something, you gotta control yourself. Okay? Obviously. And I'm being a little facetious. But this idea that, here's this other thing she said. It's so pathetic and patronizing. Here we go.
Damn, she's going off. I can tell it's authentic. She's definitely not faking this. He's really angry at this. But she's speaking for a lot of how men out there feel. You know what I'm saying? This is the reality. Believing in a lie, trying to put down the person you're with to rise up, basically. If you have to put someone else down, you are already down. You're already down. There's no point. There's no point.
Okay, let's just watch this part one more time. No secret. You love getting a little glimpse of your wife changing or showering because you always have to act like a little boy. Yes! Yes, because he's so excited he got you! Men are visual creatures. Women can't understand this. Women, we're not really visual creatures. And I can't blame us. Have you ever seen balls? They're nothing to look at. It's nothing good. Men's bodies, they're lumpy and weird. Women, we have a shape, we have a form, we have a stuff most of the time. Some of you are eating yourselves into oblivion. Let's cut that out. But women, naturally, they have this, it's called feminine beauty. It projects fertility, all the things of life. And men love that they've been biologically programmed to be visually stimulated. Thank God. Thank God. Because women, we can't handle rejection. Imagine if you got naked and your husband was like, oh, can you put some clothes on? Then you don't feel bad. Then we have a whole other video about how your husband's taking down your self-esteem. See, your husband gave you too much self-esteem. Now, what you don't understand is your husband knows that you're ugly. He just loves you, so he's
Oh my goodness.
never going to tell you that. And he's grown to love you so much that you become attractive in his eyes. And he is showing you that through his affection and his attention. And you're shaming him for that? You deserve the life of lesbian cat solitude that's coming to you.
Stop the last cookie from the cookie jar. My husband stopped trying to jump me every single time I was half naked.
Yeah, because you're that ugly. And fat. That's it. Yep. Because you're that ugly. And fat. Now you can pretend like it's because you came up with the whole plan and you talked to him and you made him respect you. Nope. You're just ugly and fat. And those tattoos don't look so good on you anymore because you're not 25. That's what it is. And you're out here trying to give a bunch of advice to a bunch of other men so they can also become losers, like the way you beat down your husband. And they can stop groping their beautiful lives. And then it can be a normal thing that men don't do that. It's not just because you got ugly and fat. It's because you taught men how to behave. Yeah, men don't grope women and lust after the...
Taught man how to behave. The stupidity in this age is so real.
Because it's a natural male instinct that has propagated the survival of species. No, they're doing it because of toxic masculinity, and they haven't been taught any better. Women need to stop trying to teach men things, first of all, okay? Look at how well that turned out in the Bible. Now we're here being run by satanic Jewish pedophiles. Great, awesome, awesome, thank you, thank you. How's it out? There's more wonderful things from women that we can see. And by the way, I'm not one of these people who wants to blame women for everything or wants to blame men for everything. I think that kind of shit is bullshit. It's global elitist propaganda to drive us apart, make us hate each other, and make us believe that the other person is totally responsible for the other person's problems, okay? A lot of red pill male stuff that happens online is really just male feminism. Oh, women are so evil.
Yeah, I agree with her on that. This whole thing of division and competition between one another, foolishness. There's nothing about unity. There's nothing about solving the problems. Alright? There's always things about division. And it's not just in male, females, in race. It's in height. It's in financial class or financial classes, I should say. Profession, what you do, followers on social media, whatever it may be. People are trying to always categorize things to separate. Create comparison to separate. It's stupid. It's pointless.
Evil, they destroyed us, right? And feminism, men are so evil, they just want to, blow us. It's the same thing, and we need to stop doing that. However, I do agree that you got to call out bad behavior on both sides, okay? And some of these hoes, they're wilding out. They've gotten too much. We've given them too much rope. They're walking around saying all this crazy shit. They have confidence that they have no business having. They think they got to teach everybody and everyone how to behave. No. Here's another one. I was married by every garbage human, great account. He's got a lot of funny stuff he posts. I was married for 15 years. Only after our divorce did I realize I've never consented to sex. Now, this sounds like it should be a satirical article, okay? But this right here is where people...
Consented to... Are you stupid? Did you fall from a hill on your head? Well, what kind of person says this? Goodness gracious. What kind of person says this?
Why people are not believing women anymore. When you say shit like this, when a woman actually gets attacked in that department, people don't believe her anymore. People want to think all women are liars. People want to think all women make stuff up. This is crazy. You need to be locked up. You never consented to give me...
Yeah. I mean, what you said there, nobody's believing women anymore. How can we? How can we? Was it on the 10th try? It's gonna be one that's honest. Let's be real. There's nothing against them, but if you lie to 10 times in a row, what's gonna make you think that the 11th time is gonna be the charm?
Give me a break, okay? And the truth of the matter is, women don't like to initiate, okay? They don't. Part of the seduction is the man desiring you so much that he makes an effort and makes a move. That's part of a woman's aphrodisiac. That's what it is. Now, sometimes, it's true, we got biology too, stuff starts happening, we're like, hey, right? The way a woman initiates, she just gives him a little glimpse of something. That's it. She doesn't. Women don't do all the men. Think about it, ladies. Think about it. Think about how much effort your man has to put up on a regular basis to get you in the mood. Think about it. And think about if you would do this.
I'm not going to speak. I shouldn't say this part.
Say the other way around. Think about how many times you've given your husband a little hint and he didn't pick it up and you're like, forget it. forget it, I'm not putting myself in that position to be rejected, okay? Meanwhile, your man's gotta be all like, ooh, I love you, kisses, hugs, and you're like, stop it, I'm gonna sleep, stop it, I'm tired, stop, and then eventually, like, alright, but, that's part of the dance, okay? Versus with the other way around, the first time he goes, oh, I'm kind of tired, you're like, why doesn't he love me anymore? You start crying, weeping, thinking you're ugly, okay? So you can't be saying, this whole, feminist, liberal ideology.
Yeah, this is a lie. This is definitely a lie. For sure. And women
having to farm and milk animals, they weren't sitting around with free time, idle time, to come up with things that are problems, okay? Men have idle time, they write books, they build cathedrals, they start all kinds of things, sometimes worse. Women start thinking about why their marriage isn't perfect and how, you know what, all those years of consensual probably weren't even consensual because now they regret it. More stuff we really need to talk about are the lies that women create. So there's a website, I guess there's Facebook groups that talk about...
I'm just at the point where I'm honestly at peace being like alone, like not dealing with any nonsense. The only woman in my life is gonna be my mother and my sisters. That's it. Like I'm at a point where I don't even feel the desire to seek out anything in that regard. I'm not. It's a headache. It's a headache. And peace is over everything right now. Everything. And I don't want anything to break down. I don't. It's all a headache. All a headache.
Are we dating the same guy? And this is like, I gotta tell you, this is like the rich cousins of old. We're a bunch of banshees who don't have men in their lives and want to invent, there must be a reason besides themselves, start talking themselves into believing that the guy that they dated or want to date is some kind of asshole, okay? So this was posted by a user who said, my little brother got posted on one of these Facebook groups for our city yesterday, 110,000 members. Just a screenshot of his Hinge profile saying, anyone talk to this guy? To give you an idea, my brother is pretty douchey looking, which means attractive. That's all that means. He's probably a good looking, straight white male, which thanks to the Hollywood movie industry, now equates to must be a douchebag. That's it. That's what it means, okay? Because you're threatening to...
You guys all speak the same way. Why? Okay, at least if you're insecure, alright, cool. At least if you're, I don't know, you have resentment on who rejected you, okay. But at least say different things, do different things. Golly, you guys all have the same strategies. You do the same thing. He's probably douchey. Oh, how many times did I hear that? Just minding my own business. Why am I douchey because I'm on my own business? You see what I mean by headache? It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it.
To a bunch of ugly women who know you're going to reject them. That's what this is about. So even this girl says my brother's pretty douchey looking, even she's been taken over by the mind virus. But he's genuinely a cool guy who treats women respectfully. Usually attractive men are like that. They don't have to be mean to women because a lot of women want them. And usually the women that are mean to men are pretty ugly. So she continues, there are 150 plus comments so far. About 4 of these comments are actually from women saying they have met him or gone on a date. The rest are insane. Wild speculation. A ton of commenters deciding he must be a serial cheater based on his appearance. A few comments saying he's probably gay. Typical English, they're rejected, must be gay. And my brother sometimes works on weekends. One of them says, I matched with him, but noticed he was slow to respond on weekends. It's pretty clearly hiding something. See? What did I say? Women can't handle rejection. So this woman feels like she's been rejected, right? And now it's got to be because he's hiding something and we have to make something up. So many were gleefully critiquing his appearance, everything from his heavily scrutinized remarks, from his facial feature to his fashion sense, to his beard, and everything in between. This is surprising to see since women usually seem to think he's handsome in real life. Not surprising at all, actually. Because he's a good-looking dude, I can guarantee you that most of the women who were saying this were lower in attractiveness than him and know that he would never want anything to do with them. And because of this, they must feel like they're in the power position because they're the ones rejecting him. Oh, he's probably just gonna cheat.
You see what I mean? It's a headache. And remember what I said towards the beginning of the video? Just because you believe a lie doesn't mean that what you believe is reality. This is what I mean by headache. Peace is just so great. Let's pause for a second. That's beautiful. That's gone with this. No. I'm good.
Gonna cheat on you. He looks like a douchebag. He's probably gay. What's he really doing on the weekends anyway? Oh, had shit. Okay? Spinster shit. Okay? I guarantee you can go with the feet pictures of these girls. Once again, brings me back to the point I started with. Ladies, do not take advice from ugly women. They want to destroy you. So what they realize is this guy is attractive. I'm not going to be able to have him. So if I can attack him to the other girls, I can signal to them that they shouldn't date him either. Then when none of the hot chicks date him, he'll come around to me. Women are scheming. If you think this isn't what's going on, it is. Now, I don't know about this because I'm an attractive lady and I've never had a problem getting a man. My problem is that I don't ever make eye contact because I've been taught that if a man really wants you, he'll find you. Now, what that usually encourages is psychopaths. Psychopaths don't need you to signal them because they're going to get you whether you want them or not. See, normal guys, ladies, they need a sign. And you thinking that you like them and they should know is not a sign. They can't read your mind, no matter how it seems. You've got to look at them in the eyes and smile. I know it's hard. I know you think you're going to die if you...
Man, 2025. How have we gotten to this point, folks? Like, do you ever ask yourself that question? How have we gotten to this point? How have we gotten to this point? I know I'm not alone when I say this. Guys don't want to date anymore. It's not even about attractiveness or about being able to attract anybody. You just don't want the headache anymore. Like, it's not worth the headache. It's not worth the effort. It's not all cut out to be. If you are out there thinking that you're missing out, I can assure you you're not. You're not missing out. You're not. I have my opportunities. It's not all cut out to be. This is better. It's better. Family, work, my routine, peace. I can watch a movie with peace and quiet. No arguments, no, oh, you're cheating on me. No nonsense. It's just peaceful. Man, you just sit there eating your food, watching your show. Nobody in the background like thinking that you're gonna cheat, thinking that there's other people involved. It's just peaceful. If you're out there and you know what I'm talking about, you know what I mean when I say that.
If he doesn't come over, you might have to do it a few times. You might even need to say hello. You've got to be an invitation. Sometimes, some guys are not going to want that invitation. They're not going to die. A lot more of the time, guys are going to want the invitation because they don't really get it. Men are treated like shit. They're expected to be beat down time and time again and still be able to get up and approach you. Recognize this and you'll be ahead of the game. You don't have to knock him down. You don't have to tell all the other girls how gross and ugly he is because then maybe you'll get him. You just have to smile and be kind and not be a raging bitch who tells your husband that if he's sexually attracted to you, there's something wrong with him. That's all. More on the takes of feminism. Okay, looks like a very nice girl. You think, all right, this is a good one. Well, hold on.
Wait,
I don't want to bang. I banged like 60 guys in 2 semesters. I need love. Mother bangers.
What's wrong with your brain? Someone like this needs brain surgery. Straight up.
Ha! Okay, ladies, here's a lesson you're not going to like. Body counts are different for men and women. I know that the feminist agenda has convinced you that in order for you to have value, you must act...
Even for men, the more people you sleep with, at some point, you have to lower your standard. The higher your body count is, at some point, you have to lower your standard. If your body count is higher, what percentage of those bodies were high quality? Think about it. If something is high quality, is it more likely to get it or less likely to get it? If something is low quality, is it a better likelihood to get it or not get it? The lower quality something is, the easier it is to get. The higher quality something is, the harder it is to get. So if you have a higher body count, it means you have to lower your standard. So I would say it's worse for women, yes, but it's also bad for dudes sleeping around. Here's the thing though, it's good to be able to, yes, it's good to be able to say no to many, yes, but higher is not better. It's not, on both sides, but worse for women of course, but it's not better. You have to lower your standard for your body count to be high. You do. You have to be capable, yes, but you have to draw a line somewhere. That means you have standards. That's what that means. Anyways, let's hear what she has to say.
Act and behave like a man. But you're wrong. Here's the mix-up in your brains. You think that the things you find attractive in men are going to be the things that men are going to find attractive in you. Okay? This is the absolute irony of feminism. It claims to elevate women and give them equality to men. And it starts from the assumption that the things that are unique to women are not valuable and must be discarded. This is why it's such an insane death cult and you do not want to ascribe to it. here's what I mean. Let me break this down a little bit, okay? This woman is saying, I slept with 60 guys, because she thinks she's signaling to the men, hey, look, I'm desirable and attractive. Look at how many guys I've slept with. You should want me.
No, it's gross. It's gross. That is gross. I don't care what you think about me. It's gross. For you as a guy, too. Okay, if you're able to say no to 60, but you have the one you want, respect to you for that. If you're just putting your thing in anything, that's girls too. What do you mean? Like, let's stop listening to people and not actually thinking about what they're saying. Higher body count is gross either way, but for a woman it's worse. So I'm agreeing with her, but I'm not agreeing with her for what she said on the guy side. It's not the same, yes, but high body count for a guy doesn't mean what we think it means too. Being able to, yes, but drawing the line somewhere. Draw a line somewhere. Don't just put your thing in anything. That's my point.
Why does she do this? Well, because in a female psychology, when we see a man who is desired by lots of women, we go, oh, he's desirable. My fellow witches like him. There must be something great in him. Quick, let me get it. This is why women are attracted to married men. Somebody else has vetoed him and screened him and affirmed he's quality. So we want him because somebody did the work for us. Here's the thing, ladies. Men aren't the same. They don't need a social consensus to know what they like and what they want.
Yeah.
So they don't need 60 other guys to have ran through you to know that.
Man, I want a virgin. A virgin. I don't care about, like, we don't, whoever cares about that is driven by that. Honestly. The less the better. The less the better. You have standards.
That you're valuable. Their brains don't work the same way, okay? In fact, it's the opposite for them. Let me get to that in a second. Men will like you and evaluate you based on their own criteria and judgment.
Yeah.
I know this is a foreign thought for us because we need community approval, we need community consensus. That's why when you put women in charge of companies, decisions don't get made. Everybody's got to agree. We all have to come to a consensus. We have to talk about how this feels. And then it's 2 months later and the company's bankrupt. Okay? That's why men are uniquely suited to leadership positions and women are uniquely suited to raising children. That's not a knock. Feminism has told you that being uniquely suited to raising children is not valuable. What a load of shit. So
raising children is one of the most valuable things. It's a very important thing. We're all kids before. Why are we going to dismiss that? So whoever says that doesn't understand anything. Raising children is the hardest thing. You're given that responsibility and you think it's nothing? Come on, man.
So when you say to men, I slept with 60 guys, they're not registering it the way you are. They're registering it as, oh God, everybody's had this woman. I want it. Why? Let me explain a little something to you. Men have pride and they have possession. So, I know feminism tells you, you don't want to be a possession of your husband. That's another load of shit. If you're a possession of your husband, he feels a sense of duty to you, a sense of duty to protect you, to care for you. Why? Because you're his. Think about the things that you own. You want to maintain them and keep them well. If it's somebody else's car, you don't care. You're not going to bring it to the car wash. So, it's not a problem. But when 60 other men have had you, you've now been in the possession of 60 other men.
Damn, that's gross. That is nasty. Even 10 is nasty. 60?
Suddenly this man can't have that kind of pride. If he takes you to a barbecue and 3 of the men would have you there, he's going to feel like a cop because he's going to know that they've seen something that should have been his. This is why women were traditionally virgins until marriage, and men weren't. You say whatever you want.
Man, why the virgin? Where you at?
But our society has fallen, and it's fallen specifically because feminism convinced women that this was a bad thing. That it was a bad thing to make sure that the guy you were going to give your body to would give you a commitment for life to take care of you and be with you. That instead, what you should do is give your body freely and then give you nothing in return.
Man, that's deep.
Accomplish nothing and aren't even going to call you the next day. Whoa, this is why a lot of you feel so bad after casual encounters. You can see plenty of TikTok videos of women walking after, crying, going, if this is right, why does it feel so wrong? You have to unpack this because the feminist propaganda has brainwashed you against your own instincts. It's told you that your instincts come from social manipulation. This isn't true. Your instincts are trying to tell you something. The brainwashing is trying to take away your instincts so you will do things to harm yourself, like sleeping with 60 guys and then broadcasting it. Don't do that. The other reason women think that this is an accomplishment is because we intuitively know that it is hard for men to sleep with 60 women. Harder, right? You have the top classes of men.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on the guy too. I mean, it depends on the guy. But like I said, being capable of doing it and doing it, just because you're capable of doing something shouldn't mean that you do it. You know what I mean? Having the options and being able to say, no, I want that, That's different. If you're just sticking your thing in anything, you have no standards. You know what I mean? Anyway, someone out there gets what I'm saying.
Women, sure, okay? But most men aren't in it. So if a man says he slept with 60 women, we're like, whoa. Now we think somehow it's the same accomplishment the other way around. Here's why else that's not an accomplishment. It's very easy for women to get a man to have sex with them. Super easy. So easy. You could walk down the street and find 3 willing men before you reach the end of the block. Here's the other issue. That doesn't mean that those 3 willing men are quality men. So you're advertising that you slept with 60 men, and I can guarantee you that the majority of those men were not high caliber men. Because if they were, you would have tried to lock them down in a relationship. That's the truth.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. If you're quality, they will try to lock you down. They will. Best believe it. Best believe it. And usually the ones that are doing that give it up quickly. I'm not saying all, but most of them, they are not quality themselves.
So, Sarah, okay, if you want love, I'd encourage you to take a period of chastity and repentance and realize the way that you have been lied to and the error and folly of your judgment. And start to love yourself enough to not just give your body away to somebody who buys you a couple of drinks. Let's see what else we got here.
That's
see what this woman's saying.
I need to, okay, realistically, if I want kids, I'm about 28, but I'm going to be married for probably 2 years before having kids. I need to have a husband and be married by 26. And then I'm going to be engaged for probably about a year, you know, to plan the wedding and do all that stuff. So I need to be a fiance. I need to be engaged by 25. But then, you know, usually before you get engaged, you're probably dating the person for about 2 years. I feel like that's a good amount of dating someone.
You don't have to do that.
That means that I'm going to have to basically meet this person by 23, 22. Wait a second. I'm very much single. So how is this going to work? Because my plans are getting a little, like, I just have to meet someone tomorrow to have this be my wife. What the fuck?
Yeah, there you go. The feminists have lied to you, ladies. I'm sorry. You know, it's hard to come to the reality of the truth.
Oh, man.
I didn't until very late in my life. I'm fortunate because I'm attractive, but it doesn't always happen. Youth is beauty. I was way more attractive when I was younger. Well, maybe not when I was fat, but you guys get the point. Okay? Now, look. If you're older, I don't want you to take a black pill and feel like all hope is lost, because that's what the demons want. They want you to be despondent and discouraged and black pilled. No, but it should be a wake-up call. Okay? The truth hurts when you're living in a lie, because you've got to stop everything you're doing and make a change, which is very difficult, and you have to face the reality of the losses that you suffer as a consequence of living in a lie. And the longer you live in a lie, the more consequences there are. That's the truth. So the best time to have woken up was 10 years ago, but the second best time is today, because you're cut.
Ooh, this is some deep stuff, man. This is the only good advice I've heard from a woman other than my mother. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding when I say that. Respectfully.
I think the losses that will continue, they will continue. And this young girl is realizing that, hey, actually, I don't have all the time in the world. And if I do want this plan of getting married and having children, I need to start doing that now. And this is the reality, okay? And the truth of the matter is, despite all of the propaganda that's been pushed into your brain, girls, you do want to get married. You do want to have kids. Most of the time. And those of you who don't, you might want to check the desire-building programming that has made you into an anti-realist. We've been suffering this for the last 50 years. My generation had it the worst. Okay? Thankfully, Gen Z sort of waking up and realizing some stuff, but you guys have some other difficulties like the economy. But once again, keep faith, persevere, because there will be a way made for you. Just trust it. That being said, you have to come to the reality of, what do I really want? Do I really want to be out in the city every night getting drunk with my girlfriends because it's fun? Or would I like to...
That is just a degrading lifestyle. Like, for me too, when it comes to alcohol and all that, I've quit that like 5 years ago. It's not my forte. You guys are killing yourself, going to bars, doing all that stupidity. You get nothing out of it. It's destroying you. Male or female. Male or female. It's destroying you. You don't need to have alcohol. You need to have water. Right? Eliminate alcohol from your life. You know, people look at me and say, oh, you're on steroids, but I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do any of that. Maybe you'll look young for your age if you stop doing those activities as well. But anyway, success leaves clues. When you look at someone that looks better than the average, you wonder what they're doing, instead of accusing them for your insecurities.
To start a stable life with someone, have some children, raise a family, and have a fulfilling life. Think about it, okay? Most women, if you give them the option from being the boss bitch that they've been told to be, but you don't have a family and you don't have kids, or not being a boss bitch, but being married to a guy who can provide, and having a family and having kids, if they were honest, they would tell you they would pick this option. Because this option is pretty lonely. And not just for women, it's actually pretty lonely for men too. The reason that men try to succeed in business is so that they can attract a good mate and raise a family. That's the truth.
Yep.
A life without a partner and without children and without family is pretty lonely. Okay? All you have to do is look at those 40 plus women that are over 40 and are now like having cats as pets and convincing themselves they don't want this, and they all have to be on anti-anxiety medication to bury the reality of what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay? And I don't say this with a light heart, and I don't say it as somebody who doesn't have to do the same things. I say it out of love and compassion, which you're not going to get from the Marxist feminists who want to destroy you. But if you really think about it, you do not gain anything from fun. There's nothing to gain. Nothing. Fun is like eating cotton candy when you need a meal.
Yeah. Discipline, hard work, train, eat healthy, get off the alcohol, get off the drugs. You don't need to go out every weekend. You don't need to go out past 10 p.m. Nothing good happens after 10 p.m. You should be indoors, settling in to go to bed. Seriously. Good habits over time, it will show. To the point people think you're cheating. To that point, it will pay off. Get rid of all those vices. You don't need them. Sleeping around, drinking, smoking, all that, it's trash. It doesn't bring anything good. It doesn't.
Going out drinking and having a casual hookup with somebody who you're never going to see again is the cotton candy. It's great the first time it bites, okay? Then you wake up and you have AIDS. So think about it. What are they really selling you, okay? As someone who lived in New York City in my 20s and was out there, hanging out with the girls, now I wasn't going around doing, all the shenanigans that they say, but I was in denial about the reality of what I wanted. Deep in my heart, every time, be like, okay, am I going to meet somebody solid? Now, like I said earlier, I couldn't make eye contact, so people in that were psychopaths, and everyone on that was a horrible situation. But the truth was that deep in my heart, I wanted to find a partner. That was the truth. But I couldn't face that because feminism told me that was a wrong and sinful desire, that somehow I was weak for wanting these things. And the whole culture is built around teaching girls that it's weak to want to get married and have kids and have a family. What a load of shit. That's why girls are always trying to be cool, right? I'm a cool chick. No, we don't talk about these things. I don't want to be that weird, creepy girl. Ladies, no, don't let the men take advantage of this and ruin you because of it. No, you lay down the law. No, I'm not here doing casual stuff, okay? You want to be with me sexually? It's going to involve a man. You know what's going to happen? A lot of men are going to walk away. Good. You're not losing anything. Let me tell you something. A man who walks away...
That is facts. I'm not going to reveal too much. I've actually been the one to test this thing on saying I'll wait to marriage, but I don't want to reveal too much. But it didn't really happen in that way. But I didn't initiate. I would just say that. But what she's saying there is very true. The ones that walk away were only there because they wanted something quick to then ghost you after. That is true.
It's away from you when you say, I will not be intimate with someone outside of a committed relationship headed toward marriage, only had bad intentions for you. He's selfish, he's looking to use you, he never thought anything serious of you, he certainly didn't respect you. So you didn't lose anything, even though it's going to feel like that. Okay? And what this does is it frees up your time from being used and abused by people who don't have good intentions for you, who are only thinking about themselves and their own bodily pleasure. And it makes you be able to discern which guys are of this intent so that you can sift them out and find the ones that are serious. The second thing it does is it raises respect for you in the eyes of this men. So, some of them are going to fade away. Some of them are just kind of lost and confused too, because remember, they're suffering from the same propaganda we've been suffering from.
Yeah.
And they might realize that, wait a second, well, I might want something more. Well, let me get to know this person. And you might get to know each other and they're like, that's not going to really work. Once again, free up your time from being wasted. Because otherwise, when you get physically intimate with someone, you're going to get bonded, and even if you're not right for each other, you're going to waste each other's time for a long while before you're willing to walk away. And then, it's like years down the road, and maybe the person who didn't right for you got married to somebody you shouldn't have got married to too. Right? So there's a whole bunch of stuff. And why, on God's green earth, am I telling women this? Because God has given us a special ability. We have the ability to not be totally run by our libido. Men don't have the same ability. They've got to develop this, and it takes them a little while. But the reason that women have been given this ability is so that they can protect themselves. Can you imagine if we were just as horny as men are? It would be really hard to screen out these guys who want to use you. So, there's wisdom in the divine plan, is what I'll say. Okay? And the last thing I'll say is it seems that feminism has the only liberation that feminism seems to have brought women is the liberation to sell themselves back into sex slavery. Because every single girl, the minute she gets free, seems to be going on OnlyFans and selling her body online. Okay? So this chick said, the lowest grade I got in college is this, fast tracking to get a graduate degree before becoming a mother. See, the eventual goal of being a PhD. Why do you need a PhD? You need a PhD to be a mother? What are you going to do with that? What's your real intention? Okay? Now, I'm not saying that women can't have PhDs, they can't make contributions to science and philosophy, all that. Most women aren't going to do that. Most men aren't going to do that, right? Most men are going to work a job that's going to help them provide for their families. Nothing wrong with that. Some men are going to be high-level thinkers, analysts, and leaders who are going to change the world. Can't be all men, can't even be most men because it doesn't work that way. Most women are just going to be mothers if they're lucky and raise the next generation of children. There's nothing wrong with that. Some women are going to be high-level thinkers, philosophers, and leaders who are going to help the men change the world. That's the reality, okay? So the biggest psyop we have put on women is that all of them have to be career boss bitches, and if they're not, they've somehow failed. So this woman feels like she has to get a PhD. on her way to becoming a mother, when the truth is she just wants to be a mother. Second tweet, just got my tuition bill, guess I have to do corn now. Okay? And I'm not going to show a picture because it's going to be a YouTube video, but she basically shows her boobs with some nipple covers. You want to be a mother? Seriously? Any man with any sense is not going to want you to be the mother of his children. Because if you have a daughter, you're going to teach her the same morality you want. And the last thing men want is for their daughter to be used the way you were.
Oh my goodness. That is like the worst fear of any man. You said it. You said it. Imagine thinking your daughter is doing that. Seriously, as a man, think about your daughter doing that. What is your thought process?
So you're going to find a beta, lower tier male who you're not going to respect and who you're going to say things to like, you have to go to my body every time you see me half naked. That's what you're going to do. So girls, the lesson is, don't be like this. Don't fall into this trap. And if you have, pull yourself out. Pray for help.
Wow. Very deep video. I'll definitely link it below so that I can go check it out. But very informative, very raw, straight, uncut, honest. There's nothing more I can say. There's nothing more I can add. Let me know your thoughts below. Thank you for watching the video. If you got this far, subscribe to the channel for more reactions and stay tuned for more. God bless you.